Hi, good morning, Dr. Bob Flower. This is the Monday, March 1st, Master Pattern Report. How are we doing this week? Well, our silver move came a day early than our February 24th call, as did the S&P. Oil moved down almost $3 from its high, about $80.78. But we got stopped out on the bounce. Predicting the future is not what's made out to be, folks. We had said last week that we were looking at a silver top of about 1665. Well, today I understand it hit 1674 and then just bounced right back down to around that 1660, 1655. We believe that that's a temporary top for now, and that we're going to see some slide here in this, ping pong market activity. Now, if for some reason it breaks above that 1665, the alternative move will be up to $16.84. And if it breaks there, it's going. Now our S&P top was 1114, and that's up around 1115 now. So we think that we're pretty much at the top of the S&P. Matter of fact, we did get a signal here, so we're going to go short. Now it may bounce up another couple of points, but that's okay. We're going short on that. And also we believe that the dollar is topped. So we're short the dollar today at roughly $80.51, I think it is. And we think that's pretty much the top here. All right, now here's a philosophy to consider. While I don't agree with the nature of the bank big business bailouts, it's really not any different than entitlements and social services and all of these things, these types of programs we've been realizing over the past 70 years. We've tolerated them for all these years, and now the government's being chastised for helping big business. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with the way the government structured the bailouts at all. But I think it's hypocritical to give out trillions of dollars over the last 70 years to people and not say anything about it. And all of a sudden, people are victims. Hey, look, they're taking my money. Well, they are. But they've been taking your money for other purposes. The problem is now there's a conflict, that they're taking money and giving it to both the, quote, needy on the citizen side and the, quote, needy on the big business side. So that's why we're seeing these problems. You shouldn't be doing either. They don't work. They defy the laws of potential. Okay? All right, now I'm going to give you something else to think about, folks. And I hope I have enough time to get this all in today. Let's look at some facts. The IMF recently said that the world needs to seek a new base currency. Okay? They can't get out of their own way. Princeton University gives a radical a professorship. Obama has over 30 theoreticians who are socialist, fascist inclined. Definitely. They're not business people. They're not even professional politicians, administrators. Further, politicos from both parties are pushing cap and trade with a provision of dominance over the United States by virtue of the various world courts. Okay, and I must tell you that it's not only just the Democrats. George Bush pushed this, and Tim Pawlenty, out of Minnesota, the governor of Minnesota, is for this type of thing. They called it different then. They called it the Lost Treaty, but the concept was exactly the same. Okay. Okay. And add to what I've said so far, the fact that Pelosi is now telling Democratic House reps, give up your career for health care bill. Right. So take the bullet. Okay. Obama receives a Nobel Prize for doing nothing. Al Gore receives a Nobel Prize for this cap and trade concept, his documentary, which is fraught with errors, whether or not it's accurate or not. The euro is falling apart. George Soros is pushing Obama to change the economic structure, okay, of our country. And he's mad at him. Said so publicly on CNN. There's a new cyber terror bill in the works that's going to give the president singular power if there's any issues concerning cyber terror. The internet, they will have the power to shut down the internet, regulate, monitor it on an hourly basis. Scary. Citizen reliance on government at an all-time high. All right, I'm going to continue here. Fiscal moves by the Fed and the Treasury appear to be moving us towards disaster. And it almost seems like they're doing it on purpose. What's going on? Well, consider this. If we have an economic failure, what happens to our government? Where does our government go? How about suspending the Constitution and habeas corpus and everything else and going into a democratic dictatorship? And don't think that that's far off, because that's exactly what you have in China. Russia is headed back into that. They went from dictatorship to capitalism, and now Putin is doing a great job of slaughtering that whole concept and becoming it's already a fascist state, but it's going to turn into a democratic dictatorship, or a capitalist dictatorship. That's more accurate. I'm sorry, capitalist dictatorship, just like China and Russia. I think the only difference between the United States when that happens would be that it would be more of a Christian nation, because there seems to be some religious factors behind this whole movement here, as well as and they're extreme on all sides, not just one side, on all sides. And it's a tremendous power and control move by world forces. Right? And don't kid yourself. That's exactly what's going on. You can call it conspiracy if you want, but it's more than conspiracy. It's a way of life that's always existed until the United States was founded. Don't forget what Europe and Asia were like before the United States and the notion of democracy took place. It wasn't anything like what we've enjoyed in this country for the past 240 years. They don't like it. They want the whole world returned to fiefs and serfs and kings and royalty. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'll talk to you soon. I've got some interesting charts I want to show you next week. Fascinating. You're not going to believe what the human mind is constructed of when I show you this, folks. This is dynamite. Have a good one.